I used 327 birth control pills, got a child in exchange, with a secret that can never be told. My name is Jang Wangson. I'm 23 years old this year, from a small mountain village that is almost impossible to find on the map. My dad likes drinking. After drinking, he hit my mom. So I have sworn since I was a child, you must leave here. Find a man who loves me very much. Have an especially warm home. Later, I followed the young sisters from the same hometown. We came to the big city together to look for jobs. Maybe because I look pretty good, so was hired by a company. Worked as a receptionist. Looking at those fashionable girls coming in and out of the company, someone picks me up, someone drops me off, and someone dotes on me. I feel like my heart is being scratched by a cat. I'm dying to have someone love me wholeheartedly. Maybe it's just because of this. So when Li Hao appears, I felt like I had grabbed a lifeline. Wouldn't let go no matter what. That was at a friend's party. Because I am quite shy, just kept huddled in the corner playing with the phone. He voluntarily came over and sat down to pour me a glass of wine. Then he introduced himself and said his name was Li Hao. Work as a supervisor in a financial company. Then smiled. Asked me, I think you're pretty bored alone, aren't you? Come play games with us. Driven by him, soon I fit into everyone's game. After the party, he added me on WeChat. We greeted each other good morning and good night every day from the very beginning. Later on, we arranged to go to the movies together, have dinner together. He launched a fierce pursuit of me. No, I'm from a mountain village. He didn't look down on anyone at all. Instead, they always say you are different from those city girls. You are simple and kind. I will cherish you deeply. I believe just because of this sentence, it completely swept me off my feet. We moved in together soon. Moved into the high-end apartment he rented. That period of time, I feel like walking on clouds every day. I feel like God has finally favored me once. At first, everything was perfect. But later, during each intimate contact, the problem arises. He started to talk to me frequently. Every night, I'm still not used to it. I always feel that there's a layer of something between us, so we're not close enough anymore. How about taking some medicine? I heard that that one does little harm to the body. I'm hesitant in my heart. After all, every medicine has some toxicity. But I was afraid of spoiling his fun. I'm afraid he thinks I don't love him enough. Not enough to give for him. But on second thought, maybe it's really as he said. Is the harm very small? So I nodded. Now that I think about it, I was really deceiving myself back then. So the next 3 years, the matter of taking medicine, it gradually became an unspoken routine between us. That tiny blister pack, just like monthly essential daily necessities, lying quietly on the nightstand. Those small pills, just like my love and compromise for him, one by one merged into my blood. It also paralyzed my judgment. I sometimes feel wronged, complain to him that I seem to have put on a little weight again, or I've always been in a bad mood lately. Is it a side effect of the medicine? He puts his arm around me every time, kiss my forehead, say, baby, you've worked hard. I love you the most. And then that was it. As if a single love me could smooth over all the wrongs. I used the pills one by one, just like this, building our love nest. Until that day, I found this nest. It was built on quicksand from the very beginning. Because of long-term medication, my menstrual period has never been very regular, so I never cared about it either. Suddenly one day, I'm starting to feel sick and want to throw up. At first, I thought I had a stomachache from eating something bad. Take 2 days off and you'll be fine. But as time goes by, this reaction is becoming more and more intense. A sense of foreboding came over me. I secretly went to the pharmacy to buy a pregnancy test. When I saw the 2 glaring red lines, I'm extremely afraid. This child came too suddenly. I'm not even ready to be a mom. But then I thought, this is pretty good too. Have a child. I can also have a warm home with Li Hao now. I started fantasizing in my head, after this child was born, the happy look of our family of 3. I can't wait already. I want to tell Li Hao this good news. I left work early and went home that day, buy groceries and cook. Everything has been arranged. Even used a small gift box thoughtfully. Put the pregnancy test stick in it, thinking of giving him a surprise. After he comes back from work, kissed my forehead, happily asked me what day it is today. Why cook so many dishes? While casually opening my carefully wrapped small gift box. That expression on his face at that time, I'll never forget it all my life. That's not a surprise. Panic and irritation. It is undisguised disgust. He suddenly stood up, as if throwing away something dirty, throw the gift box aside, frowned. Then he questioned me how this could be. Haven't you been taking your medicine all the time? I explained that. Maybe it was taking antibiotics for that cold. Affected the efficacy of the drug, but he didn't listen at all. Just keep pacing in the room, then point at my stomach, said abort in a cold tone I had never heard before. Must be taken down. How could I have a child now? My tears rolled down instantly. Try to hold his hand and say we have been together for 3 years. I also took medicine for you for 3 years. Now we finally have our own child. Do you have the heart to abandon him? But he flung off my hand. Look at me like I'm a madman and say, Zhang Wangsen, can't you be more realistic? Can you afford to raise a child if you have one? Hurry to the hospital and get it done. While the damage to the body is still minor at the moment, I cried and said, this is a small life. Are you really willing to give it up? Before I could finish speaking, he interrupted me and said, if you insist on giving birth, you'll have to take responsibility for it yourself. After saying that, he slammed the door and left. Stayed out all night. The next week, he is extremely cold to me. Later, he simply didn't even go home. Not answering the phone. No reply on WeChat. I tried to go to his company to find him, but the front desk told me Li Hao submitted his resignation the other day. They don't know where he has gone either. He seems to have vanished into thin air. I broke down at that moment, touching one's still flat lower abdomen. It feels like what's inside isn't hope, but rather one that could explode at any time. The bomb that completely destroyed me. Morning sickness is accompanied by confusion. I can't sleep all night, long night after night. Stare at the ceiling. 2 little people keep fighting in my mind. If we leave this child, as a receptionist, there's barely anything left of my small salary after paying the rent. Should I let my child repeat my childhood? Did you grow up in poverty and under the pointing fingers of others? Knock it down. This is a living little life. I can't bear it. Really don't want to let go. Finally, I can only go to find my sister Shayu from the same hometown in tears. After listening, she held me, sighed, and said, Wan, listen to a piece of my advice. The road for a single mother is too hard. You yourself can barely survive in this city. Bring another tag-along kid. My life is really over. His words pierced my heart like a needle. But at the same time, it also awakened me. Yeah, I can't end like this. Later, I went to the hospital alone. Icy corridor. The smell of disinfectant is so pungent that it makes people dizzy. The pregnant women sitting around are all accompanied by men. They are whispering. That kind of expectation and happiness on the face. It stings in my eye like a needle. It hurts so much that I want to cry. When the nurse called Jang Wangsun coldly, my heart suddenly constricted. Then I followed him into the operating room. Lying on that cold and narrow operating table, when the shadowless lamp clicked on, when the blinding white light shrouded from above, I feel like a fish waiting to be slaughtered. Even breathing has become difficult. The voice you selected does not support this language. Please click the upper right corner to switch to another voice. While flipping through my medical records as a matter of routine, casually ask about taking birth control pills all the time. How long have you been eating? I answered in a trembling voice. 3 years have passed. The doctor paused. The tone carried an unfazed calmness, yet every word struck my heart. He said, your situation like this. The endometrium may already be very thin. This time I had a miscarriage. It may be very difficult to get pregnant again in the future. His words are like a thunderclap. It exploded in my head instantly. It may be very difficult to get pregnant in the future. It means I may no longer have the chance to be a mother. At that very moment, I feel as if something moved in my stomach. Like a small fish gently blew a bubble on the calm lake surface. Just this once, I froze all over. All the previous hesitation and fear, consideration of reality, at that moment, completely shattered by this small movement, an almost instinctive maternal instinct swept away all my reason. No, I can't hit him anymore. He is my child. She is the only blood relative I have left in this world. I almost screamed and said I quit. Sorry, doctor. I quit. I wanted to keep this child. Later, after I got off the operating table, almost ran out of the hospital. The sunlight outside is so dazzling that I can't open my eyes. I held onto the wall, gasping for breath. One hand pressed tightly against the lower abdomen, as if this way could protect the little life inside. But the relief of surviving the disaster only lasted a few minutes. Cold reality is like a tide. Welled up again. Leave him, then what? I'm alone with no money and no one to rely on. In this city, how do I raise a child? Should I let him suffer with me? Repeat my life without hope like that? No, I definitely won't. A cold and clear plan in me, it quickly takes shape in the mind, even with a ruthless resolve to burn one's bridges. I want to keep the child, but I can't take this blame alone. I have to find a father for him, a legitimate one, a father who can provide a secure future for our mother and son. I quit my front desk job, with a little money saved before, start attending fellow townsmen gatherings frequently, registered several dating websites, My goal is very clear. Find an honest, financially stable man who is eager to settle down and start a family. Soon Jiang Quan appeared. He is someone I met on a dating site. He is a programmer, 32 years old with a slightly dull personality, not very good at speaking. Just getting old, quite anxious to get married. Income is also stable. Have a car and a small house with an ongoing mortgage. The most important thing is, in the way he looks at me, with that kind of unreserved affection and sincerity, I know that my appearance is my advantage. I take advantage of this. Soon got a handle on him through repeated dates. After dating for a week, I think the time is ripe. That night, I invited him to my rented apartment for dinner. It's me who cooked personally. I prepared several bottles of wine in advance. During this period, they kept urging him to drink. He has a very low alcohol tolerance. After a few drinks, one's face flushes bright red. Can't even speak clearly. After that, I saw he had had enough to drink. I then helped him onto the bed. He soon fell asleep. I also lay down beside him immediately. He woke up the next day. After seeing me disheveled beside them, I was completely flustered. Face flushed bright red. Keep apologizing. Say sorry to me. He said he got drunk last night. I'm wrapped in a quilt. With one's back to him, the shoulders twitched slightly, said Jiang Quan in a tearful voice. I don't blame you. I've always been serious about you. You have to be responsible for me. He immediately moved my body over. Hold my hand tightly. The eyes were filled with guilt and an inexplicable sense of responsibility. He said, you can rest assured in a very firm tone. Wan, I will definitely be responsible for you. We are married. I will marry you. In less than 2 days, Jiang Quan just said he wanted to take me to meet his parents. I know the critical moment has come. I suppress my inner uneasiness. Show a gentle smile. Nodded. His hometown is in the countryside, not far from the city. The small courtyard is clean and tidy. His parents are authentic farmers. Traces of wind and frost are etched on the face. But the eyes are especially pure and warm. As soon as his mother saw me, she warmly held my hand. Looking up and down at, the affection in the eyes can't be hidden. He was saying that Koizumi always says he found a pretty girl. It looks even more beautiful than described. His dad doesn't talk much, just smiling in a simple and honest way, busy preparing meals for us. Their heartfelt acceptance and joy make the little schemes in my heart seem especially despicable. Before leaving, his mother also secretly slipped a thick red envelope to me. Holding my hand, he said, daughter, Xiaoguan is honest. Can't speak, but he's honest and straightforward. He will definitely know how to care for others in the future, get along well with each other, get things settled early. Looking at the old man's eager eyes, I can do nothing but nod. I can't say anything. After meeting one's parents, everything after that just fell into place. It wasn't long before we went to get our marriage certificate. When I got the red certificate in my hand, he is so excited that his hands are shaking a little. Look at me, said with slightly red eyes. Someday I'll let you have a good life. I leaned in his arms, feeling his real body temperature, but in my heart, a piece of ice hangs there. After getting married, he did hold me in the palm of his hand. Never let me work a single day. Voluntarily hand over the salary card. vie to do household chores, go home on time after work every day. About a month passed. I figure the time is about right. That night, I held my stomach on purpose, frowning and looking uncomfortable. He immediately got nervous, asked me what was wrong. I watched him take a deep breath, pretend to be both shy and surprised. Whispered Jiang Quan, "I think they might be pregnant. My period has been late for ages." He first froze. Immediately, great joy flooded him. He scooped me up, spun several circles in the living room. The voice trembled with excitement, then asked me, "Really? Wow, I'm going to be a dad. I'm going to be a dad." He immediately called his parents to share the good news. On the other end of the line, his mother's voice changed because she was so happy. Kept saying, "May our ancestors bless us." From that day on, he is even more impeccably kind to me. I have severe morning sickness. He was so anxious that he ran around in circles. Search online for various relief methods. In the middle of the night, I suddenly felt like eating the spicy and sour noodles from that shop in the south of the city. He didn't say another word, put on clothes, and drive out to buy. But there's one thing I'm extremely insistent on. That's the prenatal checkup. Every time he says he wants to ask for leave to accompany me, I refused. I held his arm, say in a particularly thoughtful tone, "You are so busy with your work. Asking for leave will have money deducted again. I'm not working now anyway. Besides how expensive it is to raise a child these days, it's really okay for me to go alone. You're working with peace of mind is the best care for me." He was deeply touched after hearing it. Think I'm too sensible? Be too considerate of him? Instead, this made them feel even more guilty towards me. Even better, he often brings me some small gifts after work. Sometimes it's a bag, or a set of high-end skincare products that I casually mentioned. But what he doesn't know is that I insist on going for a prenatal checkup alone, because I simply don't dare to let him see what's on the B ultrasound report, the actual conception date calculated based on gestational weeks. I must carefully maintain this lie. Days are in expectation and secret panic. Day by day goes by. The day I entered the delivery room finally came. The labor pains came intensely. I was holding Jiang Quan's hand, sweating profusely from the pain. But in my heart, I was more afraid than ever. I'm afraid that after the baby is born, what irrefutable giveaways would be revealed in one's appearance. When I exhaust my last ounce of strength, when hearing that loud cry, the whole person was almost exhausted. The nurse held the clean child up to my eyes, smiled and said it was a beautiful daughter. 6 Jin and 8 Liang. I glance over nervously and it's very healthy. Looking closely at that wrinkled little face, at that moment, it was hard to tell whether it was lucky or unlucky. It's hard to discern the specific contour features from a newborn's appearance. The heart that has been hanging in my throat for nearly 10 months. With a tired sigh, my heart finally settled back in my stomach temporarily. I finally got through this level safely despite the close call. Jiang Quan rushed into the delivery room. Eyes are red. First, you kissed my forehead. Kept saying, "You've worked hard." Then carefully from the nurse's hand, take that little swaddle. The way he holds the child is so clumsy, yet so solemn. Looking at the little one in my arms, the smile on his face, as pure as a child who has obtained all the treasures of the world. He murmured, "Wan Wan, look, this is our daughter. We have a daughter. I'll call her Nayanian, okay? Chen Nayan. I will keep her at the top of my heart and miss her all my life." She poured her heart into the child, but every word she said is like the sharpest needle. Densely packed, they pierce my heart. Now I'm looking at Nayanian, who is sound asleep beside me. She breathes evenly. The little mouth smacks occasionally. Completely unaware. What a huge secret am I carrying? I've got the home I've dreamed of since childhood. A considerate husband, a cute daughter. On the surface, life is peaceful and serene. Unbelievably warm, but only I myself know. Underneath this stolen happiness, there is a mine buried that no one knows when it will detonate. I started with a lie, cover up a lie with another lie. Like walking a tightrope, every step is taken with fear and trembling. I got stability, but lost peace of mind forever. This is probably what I have to spend my whole life on. The cost to repay.